Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Bold and the Beautiful has Hope Logan's world turned upside down, as Brooke Logan gets so fed up with her daughter that she verbally destroys her and walks away. Through the years, Bold and the Beautiful didn't always give Hope Logan, Annika Noel, a father figure. For many years, Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, was the only parent for Hope. Dad Deacon Sharp, Sean Kanan, stepped up in the last few years. But before that, he was out of the picture much of the time. Of course, there was her stepfather, Ridge Forrester, but he too was in and out of Hope Logan's life. So she didn't have a steady father figure, but she always had one constant, her mother, Brooke Logan. No matter what Hope does, Brooke is there for her. But something changed as she gives her daughter a stern and surprising ultimatum. On Bold and the Beautiful this week, Hope is in tears. She goes to the same person she always goes to with her problems, her mom. But Brooke stuns her daughter when she looks for her mother's support. Instead of offering her daughter sympathy after losing her job and boyfriend, Brooke turns on her. The week Bold and the Beautiful started with Hope losing her job and humiliated at the same time. But she also insisted that Carter leave FC and walk out in solidarity with her. Hope's ultimatum rubs up against Ridge's ultimatum, as both hand an ultimatum to Carter. It's basically Ridge saying walk out with her and it's over for good. And Hope says the same thing but about her and Carter's relationship. Of course, Hope took for granted that Carter would walk out with her. But he greatly failed her expectations. Although Hope tells the Forresters she and Carter are a team. But it looks like that might have changed for her boyfriend. So, not only does Hope face the loss of her career at FC, she embarrasses herself in front of Steffi and Ridge when she doesn't get what she wants from Carter. Of course, Brooke was upset last week when Steffi fired Hope because Ridge and Eric promised not to scrap her line. But they aren't the sole ones that make decisions at FC. So Steffi's not gonna tolerate Hope as an employee after stealing their company and rubbing the ill-gotten power in all their faces. And although you'd expect Brooke to push the issue that Hope should stay at FC, something changes for Brooke this week as well. At the same time Hope finds herself jobless, Brooke's about to make another run at Ridge. On Bold and the Beautiful this week, it seems Brooke thinks with Ridge back in the driver's seat at FC, he'll come running back to her. Maybe Brooke thinks Taylor was just Ridge's bed warmer until their destiny got back on track. But she just about begged Ridge to take her back. He teased her until they were abruptly stopped by Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Buddick, entering the room. And Hope got a reality check too. She thinks Carter should have put up a fight to keep her at FC, but he swallowed Steffi's firing because he knew there'd be consequences. Only he's not the one paying them. This week on Bold and Beautiful, Carter goes over to Hope's house to lobby for them to continue on with their love affair, but she's furious. She thinks Carter threw her under the bus and betrayed her. And Hope saying she loved him, past tense, may have him thinking if he really was being used. But when push came to shove, she ends their relationship. But not before using some rather cruel words that ripped at his manlyhood. Bold and the Beautiful had Hope sever all ties with Carter. So now this means no boyfriend, along with no job, and no one to listen to her complaints. At one point this week, Hope breaks down in tears when talking with her mother about Carter not having her back. All in all, Hope's not gonna accept one bit of blame for the things happening as a result of her sketchy actions, pushing Carter to steal the company. Not only that, but Hope marched around FC, pushing her own agenda, even though she had no technical power at the company. So, when Hope starts spouting off about all the people doing her wrong, Brooke blows up at her daughter. We'll see Hope torn a new one as a tearful Brooke finally blows her top. For a while now, she's been gentle with Hope, trying to get her to see the error of her ways on her own. But that ship sailed. So, with her temper frayed, Brooke loses it and tells Hope she has no sympathy for her until she takes responsibility for what she has done. Ouch! Despite Brooke laying into her, I doubt Hope takes responsibility coming anytime soon. So, as Bold and the Beautiful goes along next week, it looks like Carter and Hope are left fractured. Then with Brooke taking a step back, that's another relationship in the drain, leaving Hope alone fighting a battle she's already lost with no allies at her side. At least, not on the Logan property or at Forrester Creations. Also this week, Daphne makes a play on vulnerable Carter, and it may give him the push he needs. He has feelings for Daphne. We saw Carter wrestle with this when she kissed him. So, Daphne might win out, with Carter leaving Hope and her anger behind. As things stack up against Hope Logan, so watch for her to run to Dad Deacon after her mom destroys her. She's got no one interested in her fight with Steffi anymore, unless she heads over to see Deacon and his wife Sheila and her grandkid Luna. All along, Hope insisted the company theft was the right thing to do, like it was some way to correct a grievous injustice being done. In the end, after Brooke blasts Hope this week, she's going to have to find a new direction and new allies. But I doubt her anger's going anywhere, nor will her attitude shift, unless it only gets worse. Hope Logan had always prided herself on being the beacon of morality in a world filled with scandal, deception, and betrayal. But lately, there had been a change in her. A sharp edge to her words, a snide lilt in her tone, and an attitude that could rival even the most seasoned Forrester when it came to entitlement. It hadn't gone unnoticed, least of all by her mother, Brooke Logan. Brooke had spent decades navigating the intricate and often treacherous landscape of the Forrester world. She had fought for love, for respect, for family, and had made her fair share of enemies along the way. But she had never allowed arrogance to consume her. She had always, in some way, tried to keep herself grounded, even when she faltered. And now, she was seeing her daughter slipping into the very behavior she had long fought against. It all came to a boiling point on a crisp afternoon at the Forrester mansion, where Hope had taken it upon herself to chastise Steffi Forrester in front of the entire family. It had started with a simple disagreement over a new fashion line, but had quickly spiraled into a personal attack. Hope's words dripped with sarcasm and disdain as she belittled Steffi's role at Forrester Creations, claiming she was merely riding on the coattails of her last name. Let's be honest, Steffi. If it weren't for your father, you wouldn't even be in the position you are today, Hope had said with a smirk. Some of us actually have to work for what we have. A stunned silence had filled the room. Even Ridge, who often sided with Steffi, looked taken aback by the venom in Hope's voice. But no one was more shocked than Brooke. Later that evening, as Hope returned home, she found her mother waiting for her in the living room, arms crossed, eyes blazing with disappointment. What the hell was that, Hope? Brooke's voice was calm, but Hope knew the storm was coming. Hope sighed, rolling her eyes as she dropped her purse onto the couch. Mom, don't start. I just said what everyone was thinking. Brooke took a step forward, her voice steady but firm. What everyone was thinking. No, Hope, that was what you were thinking. And it was rude, cruel, and beneath you. Hope let out a dry laugh, shaking her head. Oh, come on, Mom. Since when do you care about playing nice? You've had your fair share of fights with Steffi, so why is it a problem when I finally stand up for myself? Brooke's jaw tightened. Standing up for yourself is one thing, but what you did wasn't about defending yourself. It was about tearing someone else down to make yourself feel superior. That's not how I raised you. Hope folded her arms. Maybe it's time I stopped trying to be the perfect little girl you and everyone else expect me to be. Maybe I'm tired of always being the nice one, the forgiving one, the one who gets walked all over while everyone else does whatever they want. Brooke shook her head, taking a deep breath. Hope, I understand that you're frustrated. I know you feel like you've always had to take the high road, but that doesn't mean you get to become someone you're not. That kind of attitude will poison you. Trust me, I know. Hope scoffed. Right, because you're the expert on moral high ground. Brooke's eyes darkened. I've made mistakes, Hope. More than I can count. And I paid the price for them. I lost people I loved, I hurt people I cared about, and I spent years trying to make amends. And if you keep going down this road, you're going to find yourself making those same mistakes, and I don't want that for you. Hope hesitated. For a moment, her mother's words sank in, but her pride wouldn't let her back down. So what? I should just sit back and let Steffi keep taking whatever she wants. My father, my job, my dignity? Brooke sighed. Hope, this isn't about Steffi. It's about you. You're letting bitterness consume you, and if you don't stop, you're going to push away the people who love you. Liam, your team at Forrester, even me. Hope's expression faltered, her defenses wavering just slightly. She hated to admit it, but she could feel the change in herself too. She had felt the weight of resentment pressing down on her, twisting her emotions until she barely recognized herself anymore. Brooke stepped closer, her voice softer now. "You are better than this, sweetheart. And I know you don't want to become the kind of person who lashes out just because they're hurting." Hope bit her lip, the sting of tears threatening to surface. I don't know how to stop feeling like this, Mom." Brooke reached out, gently placing her hands on Hope's arms. "Then let me help you. We'll figure this out together. But the first step is owning what you did today. You need to apologize." Hope stiffened at the idea. She hated the thought of going back and admitting she was wrong, especially to Steffi. But as she looked into her mother's eyes, she realized that Brooke wasn't just lecturing her. She was trying to save her from going down a path she would regret. After a long pause, Hope finally nodded. "Okay," she whispered. "I'll talk to her." Brooke exhaled in relief, pulling her daughter into a hug. "I love you, Hope, no matter what." Hope closed her eyes, holding onto her mother tightly. "I love you too, Mom." For the first time in a long time, she felt like she could breathe again. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay with us.